Gonna go fantastically. They're like, yes, H1Z1, hashtag Wizenhunt for mod.
I'm not a mod, what is this?
I saw you as a mod, but I think they're cheering for your modding. Chairs are appearing.
Chairs are appearing, here we go.
It's magical. Look at this. I like how David back here is like doing work. Doesn't even know he's on camera right now. This is, you know, these wonderful people in the background who are actually making sure all these things are working. The cameras, the spawning chairs. Yeah. It's we love them. We love them.
This is awkward. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the show. Are they on?
Hello.
Excellent.
Am I on?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
You're like covered by a mic.
Hello, am I mic'd?
We can make you fit.
Hello?
Am I mic'd up?
We can make you fit. Come
There we go.
closer.
Are we good?
Don't
Hey
be
guys,
afraid. No, this
Hey guys, I'm Adam Clegg. Welcome to H1Z1.
Clegg, best stage presence in A.
I hope the video's good.
Your hand is doing great.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, I was not in the
Solid.
Hey guys.
Now we can't see chat.
I know. Okay, hold on.
Oh my gosh,
Whoa, Clegg. All right.
On fire, man. You're on fire.
So are we live right now?
Okay,
we are live.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Okay.
Hey guys.
YouTube
Cool.
them in.
So welcome to the show. We're gonna ask you what's going on with H1Z1.
Well, let's first introduce people because I think some of you guys might not know H1Z1 who these people are. So I'm Margaret. This is Meps, and we have.
Hi, my name is Adam Clegg.
That's it.
Game designer on H1Z1.
There you go. And.
I'm Matt Higbee.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
He's like a
Trammell.
Sure you want to go there?
I'm Jimmy. I'm Jimmy Wizenhunt. I'm a designer in H1Z1. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead now. You can go, Meps.
Okay. Sorry.
We broke the seal.
What's new? What's going on in H1Z1? What is H1Z1? People might not know.
If you
H1Z1.
guys have questions in chat, feel free to.
Hello?
Feel free to ask.
Hello? Are we good?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? All right, fantastic. No, H1Z1, it's a post-apocalyptic MMO game we've been working on for a little while here now. And
Happy fun time then.
Happy fun time, pretty much. Yeah, it's where the anonymous internet trolls go to basically murder each other all day usually, and try to survive against a bunch of zombies and build some bases. And it's a big social experiment. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna go out and say this: the survival gaming community are the best gaming community because they're the most elite gamers, and they are above every other gamer who does not play survival games.
Can you quickly outline the pecking order of gamers?
Yes, it goes survival genre gamers, PC Master Race. Like 7 levels lower is like casuals, and then then it goes like Facebook games.
I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, Facebook games probably.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Meps is pleased.
Sounds about right.
This pleases the Bat Meps.
Chaos ensues in chat in about 20 seconds.
By the way, guys,
yeah,
we've got Kappa mode enabled. I just wanted to throw that out there for the remainder of the H1Z1 portion, if we could.
Do you have an H1Z1 Kappa, like a zombie Kappa?
Not yet. We should have one. We need to make that happen. I would feel really bad if I just did that on my own channel. So we should probably do that at SOE.
Yeah, we should probably.
We need someone on that.
On the SOE channel.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that.
Please do.
Let's bring it back to H1Z1.
Sure.
To actual game action. What do you guys have that's coming out? I know you have some new bear animations.
Yeah.
Rocking.
So right now we've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm a little frazzled right now, actually. It's fun to have everyone out here and have a chance to actually show the game off because we've been really tucked away working on the game. And next thing's up, we're trying to get a hunting rifle in game and a couple other things because we want to have a pretty big piece of the pie, at least the initial features for early access. We want to make sure that when we go to early access, people see exactly what we want, and that is that we're serious about this. It's not just a game that we want to throw out there and see how it does. This is something we're very excited about, and we want to get it out there. So, but yeah, bears came in game. I watched a bear fight off 7 zombies in game for the first time.
I watched you spawn 10 bears on me.
Well, I mean,
on a live stream.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
Pre-alpha, have streamers in house. You've got to spawn bears on them. That's the way it works.
I mean, you got to shake things up, right? Yeah. Otherwise, it's no fun.
That's right.
And also, I mean, let's get this out of the way because the stream is obviously spamming it. They've been spamming it for, I don't know, 6 months. When's the release date?
The game comes out on, what was it?
It's July 44th.
July 44th.
Yeah.
There you go. revealed. July 44th.
No, we
make sure you guys download the game.
It's actually
It's only going to be on Wii U.
Yeah, that's right.
It's coming to the Nintendo Wii's white PlayStation 4.
It's actually not a date right now, believe it or not. So right now we have some features that involve a lot of stability stuff and statistics tracking, and not all of it's super shiny, right? Like it's not always the most pretty thing where it's like a cool bear, right?
Hold on a second.
No.
What?
Stream dropped.
We drop it.
They're like fucking Clegg.
They're like Clegg, you fucking.
I hope it was right at.
Right at the release date?
Yeah.
Please.
I hope it was right before you were announcing the release.
Smed pulled the plug. Right? Like, stop the rambling.
Are we live?
Live again?
4 weeks release date? Oh, they did it. Stopped right after your release date. That's awesome.
Okay, you're back.
All right.
Andre Master Troll.
So that
Fire
was
Andre.
the biggest troll ever. I think it ended right when we said the release date that was not really. So let's back it up. We were not for reals. So when is the release date? Let's read.
All right, so let's try that again.
Okay,
so
when was the release
let's pretend like that never happened.
Okay.
Okay. So when's the release date? I know the chat's asking that. They really want to know.
July
44th. Yeah. And then we said, not really, and it's not about a date.
And it's not about a date.
Yeah.
It's about when we
They
get it
said
done.
24th, which is more believable.
No, we
than
actually
44th.
we said 44th.
We said 44th.
We said 44th.
Yeah.
They did.
Have you
it's a
never
fake
gone?
date.
You've never celebrated our independence on July 44th?
No, but seriously, guys, it's really what we were saying earlier is it's not about any real shiny features, right? We want to make sure we have features ready and polished and things work right because we want people to see that we're serious about what we're making. It's not just
Serious
something.
business.
Yeah, we want to make sure that it doesn't get thrown out there and it's just like, hey, let's see how this goes. Like we want things to work very, very well when we get early access. You'll see some bugs here and there, but we want to make sure server stability is there, make sure NPCs work properly, and we're not having any weird glitches, other than the fun ones. And yeah.
So let's talk
I love
about
the
some-
spam in the
Okay.
chat that's like, July 44th? That's not a date.
You know, Clegg, he's always clegging things up. So let's talk about the stuff that's in game right now. I know you guys just put out like a new apartment building, and you're always constantly trying to put out new buildings in the world that people can take over and make their own forts and whatnot. Any plans that you can talk about in the future of what you're building?
Clay could probably speak more to that as far as like the towns and stuff and the buildings we may or may not have coming.
Yeah,
in
the world's
pipeline.
been coming together. It's slowly growing, but it's getting there, and we want to make sure, like, how you nail world design is when you play the game and people don't actually notice the world. It's when they start noticing things are weird with the world that you've failed, because
Yeah.
then people are like, this doesn't feel like a real place.
It breaks your immersion.
Yeah, if people are playing the game and they're not having any problems with the world around them, that's when you nailed it, because then people are like, yes, this is real, I'm in this real place, and they don't really see the world, they see the gameplay. And so that's what we're trying to do, and I think we're getting closer and closer with the apartment buildings. We're adding a supermarket, we're going to add a jail, we're going to add police station, fire station, different restaurants.
And right now you can even build, this is what I thought was really cool on Goldie and Allie's stream that last week, was we started building a little town. We had like platforms and people were building, like that was really cool.
And then Carico got really mad.
And he mined us all, he landmined us all.
I've never seen Clegg actually scared. He was.
Dude,
You all were like,
okay, it was so loud that I thought something outside the studio happened. I thought a car blew up outside or something.
it was really
It was
loud.
really loud and it was unexpected.
And I wasn't expecting that at all. I was looting a backpack and I was like, what just happened? I just died. But beyond that, like you guys also have a whole plethora of weapons that are in game. You're not only going to be FPS oriented, but can you guys kind of talk about what weapons you have now and maybe what you're planning as far as a launch?
Yeah, so as far as weapons, there are a ton of melee weapons in game right now. You guys have seen a lot of them on stream. If you haven't in the past, that's all. You can see a lot of the pictures and stuff on our subreddit, RH1Z1, and of course through H1Z1 Game Twitter and everything. But we get anything from a crowbar to an axe to fists. You can go around box people. I don't recommend it, but it's hilarious to watch.
People are going to set up fight clubs.
I can't. No, I'm serious. Yeah, especially if we ended up deciding to do leading, we basically have fight night.
Melee only fight clubs.
I like it.
I hope that they do things where they like take people into their crew and they're like, all right, now you have to battle my friend, and if you win, you get to be part of my crew.
It's
if
gonna,
not, you get nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. But like, outside of the melee, we want to get spears online for early access, which is an alternative to the bow. We're gonna take the bow back out, most likely to be a little harder to craft. So the first thing you get a spear and you throw it at someone. You can stab things with it, similar to the way he just threw her pit across the room for some reason. And
just like that.
Pistols and stuff. and we hope to get a 308 rifle and a shotgun in, but we'll see.
I want to eventually, here's world first, be able to throw every melee weapon. Like, eventually, I want that to be a thing, because I can just imagine myself with a pistol, like, shooting the last 2 rounds, the guy doesn't die, and then I just throw my pistol at his head, and then he dies. And I'm like, yes! And I go run up and pick up my pistol.
It's like a Jet Li movie.
Can we throw our weapons? Exactly. Or, like, use the butt of the guns?
All right.
We'll see.
Hashtag throw all melee weapons. Let's get it going.
Well, you guys already have, which I think is really neat, is if you shoot your bow, you kill a creature, you can go in and then take the arrow out of the creature, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is already really awesome.
Yeah, it was actually a bug, and then it ended up being awesome. As far as like taking them from living bodies, I actually shot a zombie in the chest and then took the arrow back out and then shot him in the head. So I got a second try.
That's so awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
That's cool. And if you guys have questions in chat, feel free to toss them our way. We do have a little bit of time with these guys still left.
Cool.
Got any questions for Meps?
Yeah, I mean, can you talk about the zombies a little bit more? You know,
yeah.
What's going on there as far as what makes your zombies unique or different?
Sure. So zombies in our game. Well, I mean, before we jump straight into zombies, like all of our AI in our game is what we consider emergent. I mean, like seriously.
The bears are dangerous. The zombies are not the only dangerous thing.
Well, the bears chase the zombies, and the zombies chase the deer, and the wolf chases the humans, and it's like this whole.
Oh, it's like a new color.
Well, it's not all about just chasing either. Like everything has wants and needs. So like zombies need to get flesh. If they don't have that, they may be a little more desperate. Change their run speed a little bit. They can't run forever if they haven't been satiated. They haven't eaten enough food.
The bears are territorial.
Yeah, it'll be a little less predictable than what everyone's used to, and it's actually pretty exciting. We don't want to take it so far that like something reacts differently every time, because then you just die. But it'll at least it'll keep people on their toes, and that's the goal.
Question: what's left on the board? I would say a few things.
Yeah, quite a few things.
Quite a few things. Yeah. But they're pretty. They're definitely, if there was a progress bar, I would say the progress bars, more
so
than less.
This is something that's
so as vague as possible.
So Tom Shank has yelled at me so many times for like looking at Perforce or like anything that has a loading bar, progress bar, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, it's almost done. He's like, wait, say that because of the progress bar. So he goes, that has no relation to time. It's just how many files are done, not in relation to time. It's essentially what it is. Like
H1Z1's 99% done. It's that last percent just is like takes forever to load. That last percent. That's where we're at right now.
Essentially, like we said earlier, a lot of the stuff it's not all super shiny, crazy stuff. Like a lot of it is making sure that the servers are completely stable, because we do not want to go to early access and have people have a bad experience where they try to log in and servers going down.
We don't have a server select screen, people. Okay, you're not going to be able to play if there's no server select screen. Okay, you need a server select screen.
So talking about servers, I know you guys have had a ton of conversations. Smed has talked about this on Reddit quite a bit. What are your plans for servers? And if you maybe want to.
What do you mean? Servers in what way? Like custom servers?
Yeah, like any servers in general.
Well, when we launch, we're going to have a lot of servers for people to play the original version of the game, vanilla H1Z1. Hopefully, we have to get more servers. That's the goal, right? But Jimmy, sorry, I cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off, man. I thought you were doing a great job.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, man.
No problem. But yeah,
Jimmy, I really like you.
I like you.
You're a cool guy, man.
Should we just like?
Well, you separated us, all right? You brought this upon yourself.
This was on purpose.
But no, so custom servers, Smed's talked about that a lot actually on the H1Z1 Reddit. Like actually right when we had that subreddit come up, he started talking about how that was going to work, and it's a token system. People be able to vote, the community itself, on what type of servers they'd like to see come up next, because some people may prefer the PvE or PvP, or maybe into a zombie server, or maybe a more zombie server. So we're going to be having quite a few different rule sets as time goes on. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all demand, right? So if the demand is high, then we'll make a server. There's going to be one dude out there that gets really pissed at us because we won't make his, crazy one-off rule set. I want flying cars server, but
Hey, what can you do?
Here's a question that came up in chat: is how are you guys planning on balancing the game for like new players hopping in versus like an experienced player with like no balance?
Nope. No, really. So you can craft a bow pretty quick and a spear and everything else. So really, those sort of weapons are a great equalizer, because if someone does have an M16 or they have something that's crazy, you just shoot them in the face with an arrow and they die.
They're not looking.
Be sneaky.
So don't get me wrong, it is a gear progression game, and there are some weapons that are just flat out better than others, but you're not purchasing this with real cash. You're not, yeah, I mean, you come across that weapon and you know the areas to find these things, then you're going to be a better player than others. Granted, Clegg's brand new to the game, let's say, he logs in the game, I have an M16, and I shoot at him and I miss, he's just going to kill me with a bow. Like, it's just the way it works.
And you're going to attract a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, and I'm going to attract a bunch of zombies. If I just run around and shoot guns, I'm going to die eventually.
In the very beginning, like the first week of H1Z1, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a kill fest of just people just trying to figure out the game and killing each other, and they're going to quickly learn that when you kill somebody, you then die to zombies shortly thereafter, or you hurt yourself really badly, and then some other noob can kill you.
Right.
So people will start to learn that.
I can't wait for first week. I'm serious. Like,
it's going to be a mosh pit of craziness.
Yeah.
I already have like 20 people who I'm going to be playing with. We're going to roll in a crew together, so prepare.
I can't wait. You guys are going to be easy to spot.
Yeah, we're going to be rolling together. It'll be fantastic.
Game Master 8755 says, "I need to pee." Thank you for contributing to the chat.
The bathroom is right out the door to the left.
Hopefully you live in a house that has a bathroom. If you don't, I'm sorry.
Well,
at least you have internet.
Bucket,
trees do well.
A cup. That's what's in here. No.
Oh, gross! I took a sip of that.
Maggie's been drinking that for an hour now. She had no idea until just now.
Juice, guys.
What is the size of the map?
Yeah, people are wondering what the size of the map is and how many people are going to be on
my screen, on my monitor.
As far as the size, we're starting off with 64 square kilometers, and we'll grow out from there. It's not a final map size. This is where we want to start for a good feel, and we get players in. As far as the player numbers go, we got to figure that out. During early access is when we start figuring out that fine line between absolute deathmatch and survival.
Yeah, do you guys have an idea of what you want to do? Are you going to do some servers that are deathmatch style or some that are...
Eventually.
Early access is the beginning. That's where we get all our data metrics and all of our analytics and logistics and all those buzzwords, right? Then we're going to start... Don't laugh at me. We're going to start... figuring out everything from there, because we can't like just do guesswork, right? Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that's what early access is for. Like that is why we're going early access, so we can figure out a ton of stuff. It'll be changing, it'll be growing. You guys will be get to be a part of all of that, but that's when the excitement really starts.
So here's a question that's been asked a couple times in chat, and I'm sure you guys have heard it a few times. What makes H1Z1 a different type of survival game? What makes it more unique than anything else that people have experienced?
We are leveraging the world against players in the most cruel way possible.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, not really. But we, no, I mean, in a way, it actually is true. When you run throughout our world, there are a lot of things that trigger your own problems, right? So you're going to have to start figuring that out and gaming the system, which is a part of our game. We don't let realism get in the way of fun. Granted, we want to keep people immersed to a certain degree, but if you run around and you're killing a bunch of players with loud weapons, and even when you kill them without loud weapons, you're creating a problem for yourself, because zombies are going to be attracted to those corpses in our systems. And beyond that, bears, you actually are be so much fun. They run 30 miles per hour. And
if you aggro a bear, you're in for a fight.
But no, seriously, it's a much more difficult survival game as far as the world goes.
And we're an MMO, so it's like, what makes a car different from a bus? It has 4 wheels. Bus has 4 wheels. Well, yeah, the bus is massive, and you can fit more people on it, and you can do more things once you're in the bus, right? It can be a party bus. You can have a party car.
And you guys are going to continue.
Like, it's an MMO, so it's just like, when I get that question, like, why is your game different from this game? Like, when you play an MMO, you understand the reason for server persistence, stable servers, anti-hacking, just massive world. It's just very different. It's a very different experience.
And you guys are going to continually add more content to it. So it's not going to be like some of the games where you just pick up and go.
That's right. That's what I was saying earlier. So the 64 square kilometer thing, right? So growing out from there is seamless. Like our world doesn't just end there and then we decide to add more and you zone in. It's going to grow from that area. A previous path that may have led you to wherever is going to be somewhere completely different, take you to a whole new ecosystem, a whole new area with new things to find and new things to craft. So with our discovery system, what that means is if you find a new area, there's new things to put things together, which means new items. Old items are now used for different things, and just change up the experience enough to make sure that we continue to have that sense of mystery in the game, because once you figure out everything,
then what's left?
Kind of like,
you still want to. I mean, you get that in a lot of MMOs. You experience all the content, you get all the gear, and now what?
Yeah,
it's the now what.
That's a fun thing, is watching players create their own content, man. I don't know how much like just role playing I watch from this genre. It is hilarious.
It's like so funny.
You wake up in the morning, you drive to work, you get to work, you sit at your desk, now what, right? Well, now we make video games. It's the same thing. It's like the role-playing in H1Z1 is huge, talking to other players, interacting with them. It's a sandbox game. You know, you have to get your tools to get there, and then you start role-playing. I mean, it's a huge part of the game. Like, I would say player interaction is a huge pillar of, it's like just as big as crafting.
Well, that's an MMO for you.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap it up with you guys, how's the interaction been out on the on the floor out there, I guess, in the booths. Have people been really enjoying the game, checking it out? I saw a couple live streamers that were out there as well.
Yeah, first confirmed PK, or the first confirmed player kill, was by an 11-year-old that killed one of our producers while he was AFK. That was solid. I witnessed that myself. But it's been cool because, you know, obviously here at SOE, like, EverQuest has turned 15, and we've got all this awesome stuff going on here, and we have this really cool cross-genre stuff where people come out here who are looking forward to Landmark, or looking forward to EverQuest, and they're like, zombies? Whatever. And they sit down, they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You mean I kill this guy, he loses everything? like, wow. So it's really fun.
I was talking to some of the hardcore EQ players. We have people here that have been playing EverQuest for 14 years plus. That's dedication. So they were like, it's funny how when I started playing video games in EverQuest, everyone wanted a hardcore game, and then it like went to casuals, and then people are like, oh, I love casual games, Facebook games, and now it's coming right back up to hardcore games.
Which I love.
So hardcore is back.
Hardcore is back. I miss Consequence. That's a big thing. I think our whole team, like, we're all big fans of Consequence and action in games, and, you know, not getting your hand held the entire time. So it's fun. It'll be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I've been enjoying it so far, and I know that you guys, once you get your hands on it, will love it. I mean, that's the reason why you wouldn't care so much about the release date if you didn't want to know when you could get your hands on it. But if you are in the area in San Diego, or if you're at Comic-Con, be sure to come up here. We are going to be going for about till 6 p.m., so you're welcome to stop by. Yeah, play the game, have fun. That tent is packed with people nonstop.
I'm going to get some more apple juice.
Before we wrap it up, I want to give you guys a moment to let people know where they can find you guys, as well as more information about your game. So you want to start us off?
Clegg's address is...
No.
Here's his phone number.
Jimmy's phone number is... you can go to h1z1.com and check out all the cool stuff there. If you have no idea what H1Z1 is at all, go to h1z1.com. You can follow me there, follow Jimmy there. You can ask us questions, tweet us about anything. We're usually big trolls on Twitter, so don't get too upset if you don't like our responses. But
if it's game related, we're going to answer the question.
If it's game related, we'll probably answer it. You can also be part of our community more on our planet side.
He's
still in planet side.
I'm done. I'm just
It's okay.
leave.
I do that all the time.
Our H1Z1 on Reddit,
which we're there just about every day.
Every day, watching, lurking.
I've been responding.
Answering.
I got in an argument with a guy that was like professional archer. I don't know anything.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I wanted to respond to that guy and be like, "You haven't played the game yet."
No.
And
he's right.
The bow is really fun right now, so I don't want to change it too much.
He was right.
Technically he was right, but I like how the bow is right now. The bow is so fun.
GM, fix your game.
It's like one of the best weapons ever.
But anyway, what he's saying essentially is, guys, check out RH1Z1 because there are situations where I'm like, I think it feels good. I work on combat and a lot of the player experience stuff with the way they move, and someone has an idea, and we'll discuss it on Reddit, and I'm like, fair, okay, and I end up changing it. And that's going to happen a lot more when we hit early access because you guys will have more oomph behind your opinion because you'll actually have played the game and we'll get a chance to discuss what you've seen. So, be cool.
So be sure to check out h1z1.com. We're on all social networks, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, all the places, YouTube. They've been consistently putting out content, so check that out. And check out their live stream as well. And we will see you guys in a moment. We're going to be switching over to EverQuest 2. So if you guys have any questions, please be sure to be tossing those into the chat, and we'll try to conglomerate them and ask these guys what questions you have.